She came into my life like any dame of her style comes in anywhere. With a bang.
Excuse me?
I believe that was my line. She had hair like an angel's eyes, and eyes like angel hair pasta.
You're a PI, right? A gumshoe?
Depends who's asking.
A woman? Trying to find something she's lost. And you, detective?
The name's Levener. Paul Levener. And I'm no detective. Just a guy who's good at finding things.
Well then, Mr. Levener. Perhaps we can help each other out.
I should have known right then. In my experience, women lose things every day. And most of them ain't worth searching for.
If it's a question of money,
Don't butter me out with numbers, sugar. This girl was trouble. Peanut butter.
My lover has disappeared. And contrary to what so many men seem to believe, he is worth searching for. This jar was all I found in his room this morning when I woke up. I think it's a clue. A message he was trying to send me.
If I were a smart man, I would have asked her to leave right then and there. Or even better, ran for the hills, screaming bloody murder.
When it comes to men, I find they're especially good at one task. Opening things. Whether it's this jar here or my lover's rather sizable bank accounts, all I need is a big, strong man to open them up for me. So tell me, detective, are you strong enough to take this case?
But my priest always says, my deadly sin isn't pride, or greed, or even lust.
Can you open it wide for me?
I told you, I'm no detective. It's gluttony. Empty.
Exactly. A message. And your job, Mr. Levener, is to find out what it means.
How do I reach you? What's your name?
My name? Buttercup.
I've always been a glutton for punishment. And this one was going to cream me. Like any good cookie recipe, because that's basically what we're making here, is just a dolled up peanut butter cookie. Start with your fat and your sugar and cream them together. So we're going to begin with 6 tablespoons of room temperature butter. Slide that on in there. Half a cup of peanut butter. My wife buys the natural stuff. You can use whatever you want. Make sure you get all of that. And then a cup of sugar. I like to use half dark, half light. Just gives a little bit more flavor. So get all that in there. And turn your mixer on low. It's important to mention that this process is infinitely easier and more successful when all your wet ingredients are at room temperature. To ensure complete incorporation, what you want to do is, after it all gets mixed together, turn off your mixer and scrape down the bowl completely, just to make sure that everything mixes evenly. Once you're all scraped down, close up your mixer, turn it up to medium. The goal here is to get a light and fluffy texture. You'd think a guy with all the money the girl claims he has could afford a nicer place to do his dirty work.
I didn't move anything or touch anything.
You did good. I just need to look around. Make sure there aren't any pieces of this picture that I'm missing.
He said we were gonna get married one day.
I'm sure he did.
We always went to the nicest restaurants. Tommy knew every chef in town. He was big time.
It shows. Felt like walking on eggshells with this dame. Anything could set her off. You know how women are. The fairer sex and all. Is there anybody that would want to hurt Tommy? Any big toes around town he might be stepping on?
Everybody loved Tommy. He even gave money to one of those orphanages downtown.
Sure he did. Maybe one day he couldn't scrape together the dough he needed.
No. Even the big boys loved Tommy. You know, the ones on top? He took me to one of their poker games once. I've never been much of a card player, but the food was delicious.
It was all too clean, too vanilla for my tastes. Something was missing. A piece of this puzzle was lost somewhere. So close I could nearly smell it.
What are you doing?
You smell that?
What? Smell what?
Almonds. I'm extracting a definite essence of almonds here.
What do nuts have to do with anything?
This isn't about nuts. There's only one thing in this world that smells like almonds that isn't almonds. And I don't like it.
No.
Cyanide.
But why? Why would anyone want to poison my Tommy?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's just a clue, not an answer.
Oh, Tommy, who would do this to you?
This is what got me kicked off the force. I always got too close to the case. Always had to make it personal. My captain said I couldn't tell the difference between business and personal. I always said I just like to know how justice tastes.
Tell me you'll find him. Promise me.
And you know what?
Promise me.
Justice tastes terrible. I promise. Now that your batter is nice and fluffed up, it's time to add the rest of the wet ingredients. So we're going to take 1 egg, crack that in, and then a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and a half a teaspoon of almond extract. If you don't have the almond extract, it's not the end of the world. You can just use a full teaspoon of vanilla, but this really just adds this excellent flavor and nuttiness to it that you're not going to get any other way. So, toss these in, starting with the vanilla, moving to the almonds. Put your mixer on low again to incorporate, scrape it down, and then kick it right back up to medium.